I have a Switch OLED that, well, believe it or not, is currently on. I mean, I'll navigate around the menu. So, the display's dead. Nothing on the display during handheld. I tried really looking at it. It doesn't look like anything is turning on. Looking at the screen, there is like a hairline scratch right here, but since it does seem to carry on to the bezel down here, it's a little hard to see. I am under the impression that's just a scratch and not like a hairline crack because it does carry on to here, right here on the bezel. So the thing about this is, sure, it has no display. It does make noise. When I plug it into the dock, it works just fine. So the console itself works. It's just the display isn't. So let me see. Let me get this turned off. And there's also quite there's some problems with these Joy-Cons, but I'll address those later. Those are less important. I don't know if I can turn it off from here. Here we go. Power options, turn off. Because I can't confirm on the tablet whether or not it's actually turned off, so turned off. Let me get the dock out of the way. I mean, I'd say for the most part, the tablet is in pretty good shape, all things considered. I don't know when the display died on the previous user, but they said they basically just used it dock ever since. And maybe that's how it really only lived out. It lived out its life docked because the screen is in very good shape, save for that one crack right there. Or not crack, the scratch. I'm also on the impression that this thing has not been opened before. So we'll see about that. I do need to bring up a guide. I'm not super familiar with Switch OLED disassembly, and Switch screws are sort of notoriously difficult to deal with. I do have the right screwdrivers, thankfully, but that doesn't make them any less hard, especially if they haven't been loosened before. Do iFixit Switch OLED? Let's go all the way down to motherboard. I'm guessing. I mean, going down, I don't. Yeah, okay, there is a motherboard. I'm like, I didn't see anything. It's like going down to the game card slot would probably be sufficient. Okay, slide off the Joy-Con. Right. There's the screw at the bottom. Grab my. This. I have my iFixit. I believe this is my JIS bit. JIS00. I found that those bite the Switch rail screws the best. And there are a ton of other 00 screwdrivers that won't. Or we'll just flat out strip them. That's a tri-wing. I don't think I'll need that. Ah, here it is. And then I have my Vessel 00. That will kind of be my workhorse. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I've had problems with iFixit just being very inconsistent. Here I am looking at their OLED guide. I mean, I might be able to bring that up here. And it doesn't even mention what size screwdriver you need. It's just a Phillips or a JAS screwdriver. Which is kind of funny, in a way. Oh, that brings up a URL. Okay, that's not what I want. Oopsie. I'll just do a window capture. Ah, Oh, I mean, here you go. So, for the removing of this top screw, I just need to use a Phillips or a JAS. What size I fix it? I don't know. I fix it. Wonder what size it could be. Ironically, it says prevent these tight screws from stripping. By using what? Screwdriver, I fix it. Trying to just trim off the stuff that doesn't matter. There we go. So I'm going to start with the blue. So that'll be this top screw right here. I've opened a couple switch OLEDs before, but only to change the thermal compound, never to actually go down to the motherboard to investigate it. So I am a little new to this. These are all the same screws. I think they are, if they're also 2mm screws. Then I can put them all in the same spot. Yeah, they're all the same. Now I know these ones are different, so these are going to be near the kickstand. It's going to be these guys right here. Now, I'm pretty sure this console hasn't been opened because there are no wear on the screws. I mean, I'm not even creating wear when I'm taking these off, so that's not exactly a good indicator, but it can be if a novice got into here for some reason. So sort of the things I was looking up, why a display would just be dead on touchscreen, or on the tablet mode. Oh, this does use Y screws. Really? Oh, then this vessel will come in handy. It might be too big. Well, how about that? Okay. From what I was finding, just doing some research, the reason why the display wouldn't come on in tablet mode could be the display is dead, could be the ribbon cable like jiggled out of position, could be water damage. I mean, it could be that somebody tried doing a PicoFly mod on this thing, failed for some reason. I'll know right when I take this cover off whether or not it's been breached, because there's tape. It looks like there's tape holding down various components, and I mean, unless whoever opened this is very, very good, I don't think that's something you can hide very well. I need to make sure that those two screws on the rail aren't also coming out. I didn't do the wrong ones. Oh, I did do the wrong one, did I? Oops. Yeah, I did do the wrong one. Okay. Glad I didn't wrench on that too hard. These don't feel very tight, but I'm also using... I don't want to keep saying I'm using the right screwdriver, but... Ooh, and these screws are different. Hang on. So let me just put these other two back. These other ones have a shank on it. Or, they have sort of an unthreaded portion. So these ones were on the bottom. I think shank's the right term. I think this just holds the rail on, and I'm not going to be taking the rail off. These Joy-Cons do have problems connecting, but I think that's just a Joy-Con issue. These things are really beat up. Which kind of begs the question, were they replaced? Or, when did this display go out? It must have gone out pretty early in this thing's life, because for the tablet to be in really good shape, and these things to just be beat up to hell, like, I mean, the ZL button is just completely gone. Which I need... Saving those for later. It's like, I think I might have... If the Switch Lite ZL buttons are the same molded buttons, I can use one as a replacement. Oh, here we go. Because I think I still have some from a shell kit I did. They're gonna be white buttons, but I mean, it'll be better than a button that's cracked. I mean, it looks like it just lifts off, but it's giving me a little more trouble than that. Okay, I'm undoing the rest of these screws. Just to see if it pops off a little easier. It's been a while since I've undone one of these OLEDs. And if a shell like this doesn't want to like pop apart, I get really nervous. Like, why aren't you popping apart? Okay, so the screw recess. Yeah, okay, it is only this top one. I don't think it's threaded. No, it's not threaded into that plastic. It's just a through hole, but that would be enough to stop it from opening if that screw was in place. What the? For one, I don't know why this isn't coming apart, but I see thermal compound. It's like the heat shield is kind of stuck. Okay, those are the power buttons and shit. That's not really too concerned at the moment. Yeah, so some of the thermal compound leaked out. That's really interesting. And I was getting stuff sticky. Huh, weird. I mean, dusty, a little bit of the thermal compound. I guess it's more of like a putty. So let me get that off. I mean, that's not exactly weird. I guess I've just never seen it dribble out like that. Okay, I'll put that over here. I mean, it's not hurting anything. It's dry. Definitely be replacing it when I get it all hopefully working, but I'm fairly confident this thing has never been taken apart. That tape looks like it's been on there since factory. So the idea is to remove the antennas. I kind of remember this. I'll use some rubbing alcohol to help me. Some capillary action will yank the rubbing alcohol underneath the pieces of tape. Wish they would have made the battery connector accessible from here so I could disconnect it. Not have to worry about shorting. I probably shouldn't be using metal tweezers if I was worried about that. Okay. So this will be Wednesday. Two 4mm screws, especially when I drop a screw like that, when it falls off my screwdriver. Okay, this is also supposed to just pop off, yeah? Just the Wi-Fi antenna. Okay. Oh, okay. It has a little adhesive strip. That over here. Okay, it's wanting me to unroute it. It kind of wraps around a little clip in there. Or a little tab, I suppose. Another 4.4. I'm just going to use my iFixit driver because it has a little stronger magnetically. Okay. And then that one should pop off. Yeah, I see the little adhesive strip. Okay, and it routes underneath this tab. Wow, okay. It's interesting. Alright, now we're getting to the heatsink. Should be 4.4. Oh, I said I'd use my iFixit. I'm just so used to that vessel driver. Once I get this off, I'm pretty much going to hone right into the display connector. That is oh, I can't. It's still hidden. I do want to get this battery unplugged. Okay. Get this thermal compound taken care of. Actually, I might be able to just chip it off. Okay. I'm just going to throw that piece of tape away because now I can't really hide that I've been in this thing. That's sort of like a pseudo warranty sticker. Wow, one screw. Houses the game card slot and the SD card slot. Nice, it's modular. I like that. And now that I can see the display ribbon cable, I'm not liking it. Not liking that I can't see anything. Dropped a chunk of thermal compound. I got everywhere. Okay, well, only thing I can do now is I want to immediately look at this display cable. Pretty sure it's the display cable, because that's the biggest ribbon. Unless it's on like the underside of the board. See if it will say, yeah, display ZIF. Alright, well. See if I'm royally screwed. Water damage? Is it nothing? Is it like a case of it just needs to be taken out and plugged back in? This display ribbon cable looks fine. I'm gonna put it under the microscope though. I wonder if it'll let me start. Actually, I don't think. I don't really see why it wouldn't let me start the console. I could plug in the one little daughter board I just unplugged. Yeah, all these contacts look perfect. Look at the connector. See, nothing obvious. Okay, let me just plug it back in and see if it does anything. Worst comes to worst, I take this motherboard out and I swap it with my motherboard in one of my OLEDs that I have. That will be sort of the definitive test. If is it the motherboard or is it the display? If it's the display, I'm kind of SOL, but I hope it's not. That thermal compound really did kind of get everywhere. Okay. Oh, okay, that doesn't take much effort to put back on. All right. We have power. I won't know it's on until I can manipulate the touchscreen. Nope, still dead. Okay, I might need the dock actually to turn the thing off, just to make sure that it's actually turned off. That's a little sketchy, but all right. Joy-Cons. Come on. You're the button I need. Actually, I don't. Yeah, I do, because I need the confirm button. There it goes. We just lost the connection again. Okay, this one's acting really weird, but... Still no display. I did disconnect the Wi-Fi antennas, so you would think... Oh, maybe it just needs to be super, super close. Turn off. Okay. There we go again. Well, I mean, the only thing I can think of doing, just to confirm that it is the display, is to swap in another motherboard. That would involve me disassembling another switch light. But I do need to fully disassemble this one, at the very least. Get my guide back up in front of me. Okay, so let me get this off. We're on Saturday. This should all just pop off very gently. bit crunchy. I really do hope it's the motherboard. It'd be very upsetting if it's the display, because there's really nothing I can do about the display, except for replacing it, which I'll make the bold assumption that there's just no good replacement screens. If it's anything like DS consoles. And I'm pretty sure I saw some like home console mods you can do for the Switch. Put it in an like a 3D printed enclosure. And giving it better cooling would allow you to overclock it a little better. I think I remember seeing a Macho Nacho video about that. Okay, this is good. I'm gonna get a little section of paper towel because I don't trust it not leaving thermal compound anywhere. Okay, so now I think it's just a bunch of ribbon cables disconnecting. Right here. I'm unplugged from the battery so I can use my metal tweezers. That's a really awkward angle. This is for the fan? It's a lot of contacts for just a fan. It's also really, really awkward. I might just leave it like that, and then when I take the motherboard out. This is for the... Oh no, this one's for the fan. That makes more sense. That one came out easy. Okay. Do the black for the... Do I really need to remove the fan? Interesting. Maybe just to get this ribbon cable out. Oh, this is for the power button. Okay. Power button and volumes. Yeah. Okay, the Joy-Con rail and then the display ribbon. Yeah, it's not really looking good. Can't really even put these types of tweezers in here for the speakers. That's really shitty. That ribbon cable looks good. I mean, it'd be very bad if it didn't look good, but I mean. Okay, so we got some different screws here. 3mm and 4mm screws. So this one's a 3mm. And then the two flanking the HDMI port are going to, or not the HDMI, the USB-C port are going to be the long boys. Yes, they are. Okay. Oh, I think the motherboard's just going to lift out. Remove the motherboard. All right. Oh, one ribbon cable I didn't get down here for the other Joy-Con rail. Something else is kind of holding on to it. It's not just this. I think it's just the USB-C port. How it's recessed in. Because I want to kind of lift it out this way, but... Okay, got it out. But now... Yeah, it definitely is the USB-C port that's holding onto it a little bit. There we go. I see nothing obvious. I think maybe the display driver chip is underneath this heat shielding because it's right underneath the ZIF connector. Can I take that off without like permanently damaging it? Kind of looks like it would pop off. It's not soldered on. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay, well, I think I might look around this board under a microscope and then go get my other OLED apart and see if I can swap out the motherboards and just see if I can get this display up. There's really no point in me investigating this because I could just spend a bunch of time for no reason. All that to say, I'm just going to take apart my other Switch OLED with a working display. Get it off to go grab it. Now, this one is dead, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't have a charge in it. Which might be kind of irritating if I wanted to test the other motherboard. Just sort of do a flip-flop. Did I grab the right power cable? Yeah. Wonder why the didn't pop on. There it is. So yeah, it is 100% flat. Have to find a new place for parts. All right, I'll do it over there. So these are for the one I just took apart. Let's restart back at the very beginning. Now this one I have taken apart. Maybe. I actually don't remember if I took this one apart. But I'll at least be a touch more familiar with what I need to disassemble. And I mean, if I didn't take this one apart to change out the thermal compound, then, well, this will be a perfect time to do such thing. I'm just gonna throw all these in the same one. They're kind of obvious that these large ones with the extended shank are for the rails. I'll just put the tri-wing screws in their own. That SD card out now. I should be good to pop this apart. Don't have a game card in here. Not a real big fan of how these things come apart. I mean, yeah, they just like it and then just lift it off. It's like, nah, not really where it's so easy. I like the switch light where I have to sort of lift it over the um, headphone jack. not exactly supposed to come off from this side, but this is the side that's given way. It's the side I'll use. Oh, I don't think I did open this one. Nice. Alright, well, make sure I keep these parts separate. Because I did not do this masterful of a retape job on the one I did open. But I'll do the same thing. Oh, no, I did open this one. That tape was loose. It's weird that they left the power button ribbon cable connector exposed. A little arbitrary, perhaps. Wow, they really over-engineered the routing on this. They really didn't want it, like, popping free. I'm still not 100% sure I opened this. Because I feel like it would be a lot more obvious with, like, any damage to the tape. I felt like me opening this and swapping the thermal compound would be something I would do after I got it, but because I got this console secondhand. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know its history, let's just swap out the compound. No. I didn't? Or maybe I just like respread it. Because this stuff looks really goopy still. I might just reuse it. Or maybe I put thermal putty there. I don't remember, but that looks really good. So I'm going to actually keep that. Okay. Power connector. not like it would matter because that battery is flat dead. Oh! No, I didn't. Look at that. This piece of tape's still here. I don't think I would have put it back. No real point. I'm not really looking forward to the moment of truth. I'll wipe the thermal paste off. That I can replace easily. I don't have as much thermal putty. Actually, I think I have quite a bit. I mean, when do I plan on opening this thing again? Ooh. Yeah, this thermal paste needs to go. Nice and dry. Yeah, I think the pink stuff's still good, so I'm just gonna keep that. The thermal paste here, not so much. Really, I think it only wants me to remove the fan because of this ribbon connector right here. I'm gonna do it anyway. All right. I didn't really clean this very well. There we go. All right. Getting ever closer to the moment of truth. I don't know if I'm really ready to see no display. I'm expecting it. Because when I first got this console, when I saw that it was no display, I'm thinking like, well, maybe the backlight's out. It's like, no, dummy, this is an OLED. It doesn't have a backlight. But that was sort of my first bet. I'm like, okay, maybe there's like a driver IC in here that went bad. And I mean, that could still be possible. I mean, not when I do the swap and confirm it's actually the display that's dead. I'm hoping that's just a shielding and not the port. That popped off way too easy to be the port. Really not a fan of how this comes out. Yeah, that was just the shielding. Okay. Like, there's no way I just popped that USB-C port off. There it goes. I guess that's a pretty good way to differentiate them. Alright, so here's my good board. My good switch. Here's the bad housing. Let's get this plugged in. Just enough to confirm the display is dead. Oh, there's a ribbon down here that I didn't get. Okay, that's why it's having a hard time being pushed down. The rail, I doubt, is very necessary for booting. But I don't want it shorting on anything. How in the hell are you supposed to pop this back in? You need to seat the USB-C port. Tolerances are not very tight. Okay, it kind of, I guess I was able to kind of wiggle it in, but the amount of ribbon cables and other cables you need to kind of manage at the same time. Okay, I think I'm starting to seed it. Okay, popped in. Get all these various ribbon cables on. I really only need these two, I think. The others don't really matter. I mean, unless my battery... I would like to plug in the speakers. Just so I know that it's on. Well, yeah, I could also plug the fan in too. It might overheat pretty quickly. I'm not going to put the heatsink back on. I'm just going to put on its original daughter board, this one. I don't know how necessary this component is for booting, but I'm not entirely sure, and I'd rather not throw more errors at it than it's really ready to deal with. That meaning, like, or throw errors at me that I'm not ready to deal with. Like if it throws a code because it can't detect the fan, or if it doesn't boot because it doesn't detect the fan, it's like, well, cool. What the hell is that supposed to mean? This is my fan from my console. Okay. Let me just put in one screw just to hold the fan in so it doesn't flop out when I hit the power button here. I'm not ready for this moment. I'm really not. I know exactly what's gonna happen. Let me see if my Joy-Cons have battery in them. No, they're flat dead too. Okay. Nice. So I won't really be able to turn this thing off. Ah, what's a power cable yanked out? Okay. Power. Motherboard's free floating. Not really gonna try and hold it in, but the power button once. Hold the power button. Getting nothing. gently set it over and plug it into power. What was that about other errors I was talking about? I am pressing the power button, right? I mean, let me get my dock up. I feel like the fan would be spinning, even if it's just sitting on the home menu. Right. Bit sketchy, but is it even on? No signal. Oh, okay. It is on. And display's dead. That is most unfortunate. Oh, man. Oh, bother. Should have both of the rails connected. Well, actually, these are from the old Switch, so I don't know how well these rails were. Oh, I fell asleep. Which way is volume up? This one. If I do this. Yep, I hear it bipping and booping, but nothing. Nothing on the display. So that is most unfortunate. So let's get it turned off and, well, I guess I'll put it together just kind of off screen. There's really nothing important to see there. That's really unfortunate. I don't think these things are charged enough to work. Come on. I know it's like... Yeah, I think my right one just died. What if holding the power button will just kill it? The old PC strategy of just... Okay. Well, yeah, that's unfortunate. Really, the only thing I can do is just... I guess I can look at the ribbon cable to see if it's like, there's a rip. I doubt it's going to be anything that dramatic because this has never been taken apart. But that's about the only thing I can think of is just I really doubt that this scratch right here got deep enough to kill the OLED. It just sort of quit. And I doubt I can find an OLED that's at least comparable. Bummer. That's a real bummer. Main SoC did not get as hot as I was expecting. The the heat shielding is a tiny bit warm, but it's not like blistering hot. Like, I guess I shouldn't expect it to be blistering hot because it's a mobile platform. Low power consumption would mean it's not generating as much heat. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I was gonna point out that there's kind of a little bit of, that's not a shadow, there's like a little bit of discoloration there, but it's the same on mine. And I see nothing. There's no tearing, no damage that I can really make out. I'll look under the microscope again, but like the only thing I can do is if I scratch away the traces above the contacts, just like on the off chance one of these is like broken. I would say the chances of that are basically zero, but this is a really robust ribbon cable. And it would be, I find it extremely unlikely that there's like a tear. I don't know if I want to go as far as to take off this mid frame to inspect the rest of the cable. Ugh. I mean, I might do that. I don't know. I'm gonna get my, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a dead display. I don't think there's anything I can do, but if there is, I'll tack on some more to the end of this, but I'm very doubtful. So that's a bust. Either I try and get a replacement screen, which again I kind of doubt. Let's see. Like, does iFixit sell panels? Screen for 169 bucks. Like, I can buy a interesting. This is what the screen looks like. Okay, there's components on this ribbon cable. I'll look into that. But I'm just kind of curious here. Oh, it's a heat separation. Okay. Nope, not doing this. AliExpress. Was it actually typing or no, it wasn't. Yeah, I doubt it. 29 bucks. Oh no, these are LCD. V1, V2 for OLED. Yeah, it's about 100 bucks. I mean, realistically. Man, that sucks. Oh well, yeah. So I'll get my known good one back together, get that thing repasted. Maybe dig this one down to the ribbon cable of the OLED and see if I can determine anything from there.